This is the Old 77 Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Old 77 Podcast. Hey, what's up?
I think my high score on the bowling game now is like 248.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I think we had this conversation before. It was like, man, I'm getting pretty good at this bowling game.
Yes, I am, man. Yes, I am. I'm telling you, man, the next
kick
time
some ass in real life.
The next time I bowl in real life, I'm going to get my high score for sure.
Here comes Dave with a unique fingering style.
Right. That's what she's...
Who are you?
Turn it up, let it blast. Hey, bitches, this is Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Impressive.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
You motorboat son of a bitch, you old sailor, you.
Join our Patreon Clubhouse today. Clubhouse members get early access to episodes and exclusive after-hours content at patreon.com/theold77podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for listening.
How much time do we have?
Enough time, 69.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Old 77 Studios. This is the Old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe
World. I got a hairball, Scotty.
That's you gagging on that mic.
There we go.
Ooh-wee.
Hitting that dangly thing
All
in the
right,
back of that throat.
How's it going? How's it going, boys?
What it be?
What's going on? It's another episode of the Old 77, y'all.
What are we at now?
We are 129 today, boys.
I like it.
That's a hell of a lot of episodes.
It is.
Yeah, two and a half years worth now. At
Two
this
and a half,
point,
I
think.
believe. Damn it. Getting up there, man. Getting up there.
And we're on like
Live.
season 7 or
This
something.
is season 6.
6.
Yeah.
Really?
Coming up on 7.
25 at a time, I think, right?
Yes, I kind of noticed that I haven't really been following the 25 at a time
That's okay.
sometimes, but it's all right.
Nobody cares.
I didn't know that was a thing that you
Neither
needed to do.
So nobody really knows. So there you go. Just
okay.
But now you do.
Spilling the outside beans.
Oh,
now you know
shit.
the
I mean,
the show
you know,
stuff.
Little inside.
So we were talking earlier before the show. I was doing a little research today because I had the day off, and I did this. I came across this story on Flipboard talking about Prop 3 or Amendment 3?
It's Amendment 3, I believe. Let me get
in the state of Missouri, which is coming up. If you are a legal voter in the state of Missouri, your voting is coming up the 8th, if I remember right.
That's
think so.
today.
No, that's
No,
well,
the-
yeah, okay, it is today, right?
That's today.
It's today. It's a Tuesday.
Well, technically, I'm like, wait a
when
minute,
you listen
what?
to- no
so
shit.
when you're listening, yeah, so it'll be 11/3 as we're recording right now, but oh my God, it will, won't
Yep,
it?
yep, that'll be
Yeah.
your day to vote.
Oh my
so
God.
just like you always do,
So this will be a relevant podcast then, right there.
Fluid, thanks to Amazon.
Oh, shit,
Oh,
sorry.
what's going on there?
Sorry, that was my
That was
website.
not me.
The old Davy train.
Don't you hate it when you go to a fucking website and it just starts playing video without you even telling it to? That's the
Dave.
worst shit ever.
I hate that.
I know. Sorry
But
about that,
anyway,
guys.
today, I guess you're right. Today is election day in Missouri. So we were talking about Prop 3.
Prop 3. Yeah. And
So give us a little bit on Prop 3, Dave.
so Prop 3 would legalize
Marijuana.
that.
Bingo.
Recreational marijuana. It would remove state prohibitions on purchasing, possessing, consuming, using, delivering, manufacturing, and selling marijuana for personal use for adults over the age of 21. You'd have to have a card if you wanted to cultivate.
Yes.
You would have limits, which I think is like 6 ounces if you're...
6 ounces if you're medical. Dave, I think you got another one going on, bro.
Man,
Damn it, Dave.
stupid website. Just keeps popping shit
So
up.
yeah,
KDSK. Yeah, so then it also establishes a lottery selection
Yes.
to award licenses and certificates.
Right.
And the one thing that I had been hearing from some of the dispensary folks was that, like, it's going to be more beneficial to businesses that already are in the business,
Right.
whereas it's going to be harder for new people to get into the business. So that was one of the downsides.
Another one of the downsides I've been hearing is that they're limiting the amount. Like if it's really recreational, give them all that, I guess all they want. But they're
Yeah.
limiting it. But if you think about it, man, the federal government has not okayed its use yet.
Right.
So you still have to limit it to some degree, at least for
Isn't
the federal.
that crazy? It's like, hey,
Yes.
states.
But that's
bullshit.
how
They're
this
gonna do whatever you
works,
want.
though. This is actually the way our Constitution is made to work. After the states okay shit, then the federal government steps in and goes, okay, well, The general consensus says it's okay. Now we'll relax.
So you're saying the majority of the population, majority of the states have to be like, hey, let's make this
So if you want to
recreational, then-
ratify the United States Constitution, it takes, an immediate 2/3 vote from the states? So you have to have 2/3 of the states at least approving it, and then that has to go then to your bodies of legislation and get drafted and made, and then they have to okay it.
So here's one of the cons to Amendment 3,
Yes.
is that it is a constitutional amendment,
Yes.
not a law.
Not a law.
So once it passes, assuming that it passes, if there's some shit in there that we don't like,
Right.
it's harder to change.
It will almost be impossible because this is also the election that we vote on amending the Missouri State Constitution. So that would be one of the issues.
Right.
That only comes around once every 20 years.
It means the state legislature state legislature can't overturn it. Parson doesn't have to sign off on
Nope.
it, and it's more permanent. But it
Yeah.
also means that if we start implementing it and we find problems, it's not easy to fix.
So this is a pretty big election then.
It is. This is a big deal. This is a legit big deal. Like, this will shape the future of Missouri,
Right.
if I'm being honest. Because, if you look at the money that Missouri's bringing in for medical as opposed to recreational, holy cow. Look at Illinois,
Yeah.
Illinois
Why
was
wouldn't
severely in debt, and now they're doing all right.
doing all
They're
right.
not the
Wouldn't pass
best.
Can I ask a question?
Absolute.
So, I get what you're saying about the federal and how that works, but then why is the feds fucking with these little kratom businesses and these little fucking
Because it takes
dispensaries?
money from big pharma.
And
I wonder.
we just
sometimes.
talked a few weeks
bet it
ago
does.
on this very show about where they come busting up in a fucking dispensary in Kansas City
Yes.
and fucked with them for no fucking reason.
They took all of their money, like their daily take.
How long
It
ago
was
was
all
this?
cash. This was a little bit ago, where the federal government stepped in at Kansas City to a legal dispensary that was doing medical marijuana, and because they can only deal with cash. There's no banking protection set up yet.
Well, this is why.
They took every bit of their profit that quarter, that time, or whatever they had. They just took it from them.
That's fucked up.
That's not
Horseshit.
legal. You can't
Fuck the
see the
government.
federal government coming to McDonald's
Then why can
and
they
taking
do
a
it?
week's, because McDonald's has banking protections.
Then why
People are
can't they
willing
do
to
it?
lend money to McDonald's because the federal government has initiatives and setups for banks and protections for banks that they're willing to do this. No one wants to give that protection to the medical or recreational marijuana sect right now.
Then why are they allowed to just bust up in these places and take their fucking money? That's fucking not even taxation. That's just straight up theft.
Yeah, it has to be the local. It has to be the local
government.
like the local government. That's their choice to enforce that law. The Fed is not, as of right now, only because we've got select people in play. If, say, someone is voted in tomorrow and he hates medical marijuana, he could put the resources of the federal government against the states who have legalized medical marijuana.
Yeah, they could start busting
Right.
down.
And they could at any
everything.
time walk in and go, yeah, we're shutting this down.
Right. But I think we're getting very close to it being
But that's where,
legalized
and
federally.
that's where I was saying before. That's where the federal government is smart. They're allowing the states to do the job for them. They're taking that stigma away, and then once enough states come up with this, the federal government will take action.
Has there really been a stigma in the last 20 years, or is it just old people being old people?
I think
I think it's just the old people
I
dying
think
off,
it's
and
old
now
people. Yes.
Exactly.
Our generation, my generation, I'm in my mid-40s right now, and thank you, man. My entire group, we've been waiting for our time in the sun, when people actually want these guys. Because up until us, everybody wanted all the advertisers wanted old people. They wanted to sell them a Cadillac, and they wanted young people because they wanted to sell them, a car, an affordable car to go to college. My guys were always ignored, right down to the music. You never
it was one
hear
extreme to the
right,
other.
You never hear oldies, and it's a decent '90s band.
What's an oldie to you, Scotty?
An oldie to me, oh geez. So I'm thinking something from the '70s.
Yeah, I would say for me it starts in the 70s.
I'd say for me, oldie starts in the '70s. But when I was a kid on the radio, you had '50s, '60s, and '70s.
Yeah.
You know, and then as the years, oh God, I hate to say this, but as the years rolled on, you know, then it became like, you know, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like, I still listen to 40s music. I love it.
Oh, dude, for sure.
What do you listen to from the 40s?
It's good shit.
Oh, I love stuff from the 40s.
Like big band shit or
Oh, yeah,
something?
like the big band. So anything with Tommy Dorsey. I love Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra. I loved Glenn Miller. Glenn Miller, like, disappeared in the war, you know. Hell, that's badass.
Glenn Miller, he was
I
badass.
love the whole Frank Sinatra, like, coming up through, and Count Basie and his orchestras, and oh man, I love all that. Then you had like the jazz singers, and you had the Louis Armstrong.
What about like the Thelonious Monks?
Oh, I love the Thelonious Monk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little nice little jazz singer on Thelonious
but I feel
Monk.
like
While we're on the music subject, I kind of want to say something and pay our respects to the great rock legend Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, that's right.
Who
passed
died,
away.
and then it was announced that he didn't die, and then he
And then he
actually
died.
fucking died.
and then he
You know
died.
what's
After
funny?
we had talked about him already being dead.
You know what's funny?
Illuminati.
What's funny?
I commented on a buddy of mine who is friends with Jerry Lee, and he'd shared it and said, guys, Jerry Lee's not dead yet. Don't count him out and all this stuff. And I commented on his post because I really didn't think this was going to happen. And I commented on his post and I said, now, if he turns around and fucking dies tomorrow, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
And he did.
And he did.
And then he turned around and he died tomorrow. The next
day.
The day I posted that, yeah.
I saw Jerry Lee in Memphis in like.
You fucking killed Jerry Lee. I'm just saying.
You fucking killed Jerry Lee. You was the one over here wishing him dead. And I was over here saying, no, Jerry, the killer's not dead yet.
Oh,
So wait, so last time we were together, was he
Listen,
dead
man.
or alive?
he was alive.
Alive.
He was alive.
And then he died the very next day.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Listen, I love rock and roll, okay?
Listen.
But who's the real fucking killer here? Because I've only ever been to the... Well, let me put it this way. Every rock star whose house I've visited has ended up dead.
Yeah, which is one, right?
Now, look, you ain't got to go bring semantics into it.
I mean, you ain't got to throw that much shade,
I mean,
bruh.
syntax
Like,
error.
Shit.
404 Rockstar House not found.
Why you want to go put details?
Yeah. Gotta get so damn Pacific about it.
All right,
like the oceans.
I gotta pull the Thelonious Monk down so they don't pull us.
Oh, I love the Thelonious Monk. Somebody the other day told me that was one of their favorite strains at the dispensary, and I was like, I love that jazz artist.
Yeah.
What? That was a jazz artist? He goes, dude, it makes so much sense now.
Would we
Yeah.
get dinged for jazz? I mean, nobody listens to jazz.
Bro,
I do.
I like jazz.
Yeah, I have a friend who she DJs on a jazz station.
Yeah.
Name 5 jazz songs.
Oh, Jesus. So the
Yeah,
Dave
you got me on
Brubeck-
that. I can't.
Dave Brubeck Quartet.
Dave
Take
Brubeck
Five.
is at the top of my list. I
Take
love Dave
5.
Brubeck. Yeah.
We have Rotten Onion or Green Onions
Green
by
Onions,
Booker T
Booker
and
T
the
and
MGs.
Okay, see, this isn't fair because these guys work in radio.
That's what I'm saying.
we-
It's Dave.
I work
though.
in sports radio though. So.
So I'm trying to think of some of the others.
One thing I've
How
learned.
about In a Sentimental Mood by John
In a
Coltrane?
Sentimental Mood, Johnny
Yeah.
Coltrane. Boom.
One thing I've learned about Scotty Car Wash is I can ask him a song like, "What's that song that goes woohoo?" woohoo?"
Yeah.
And no matter what it is, he can tell me exactly what it's called.
Yeah.
That's the 5, 6, 7, 8s. Or no, it's the 6, 7, 8s. It's a band from
Like Canada?
Japan.
Oh, Japan,
The Japan.
okay.
And they play surfer
The
rock.
Japan.
and it's been used on endless TV commercials
yeah.
at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those chicks are awesome.
All right, so how many jazz songs do we have?
So we have
We're up to
3 right
three.
now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What was the Thelonious Monk song that you had just a minute ago?
Underground? Well, that's the album.
Yes, we had Underground. Then we also have Duke Ellington and his boys over here doing In a Rude Mood.
In a Sentimental Mood
They could be
was
making
Duke,
up
was
shit.
Duke and
Yeah,
John.
we're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I was just talking to one of my very young students about jazz because she was telling me that she doesn't like jazz, and I told her,
shame.
like, you know, the jazz musicians are like, those are the guys that really know their shit.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
those guys
Hell
know
yeah.
their shit. Like, they are so good at music that they can make bad notes sound good.
Look at
Yeah.
Sting and the Police.
Yeah.
Right? They were an amazing jazz band who was like fronting as a punk rock band who was only playing 4 chords. But
Fish,
those guys
Fish
knew
is
all of
basically
them.
a jazz band. Fish is
Yeah.
basically like a contemporary jazz band that just jams out. Yeah.
See, I can't.
Fixed it,
Like, I can
sorry.
listen to songs, but
was like,
like, well, I'll never remember the name of them.
Yeah.
You guys remember Enya and
Yeah,
An
of
Age
course.
of Innocence?
Yeah, I remember Enya.
Can say on a hand job, touch my
Watch us get pulled off of YouTube.
Oh, I hope so.
Right? I mean, that's got to be about as good as we sang Glycerine.
I mean, that's almost right up there with Glycerine. I'm just saying.
Scotty, it's hot in here tonight.
It's warm in here. I know.
I'm not used to it being hot in here.
I know.
Usually
I was going to tell you guys, we got the fans rolling. I got extra ice in here.
My
Sorry,
people
guys.
are used to
What
this.
is it? Why is it hot?
It's just
'Cause I'm here, bro.
Because it was nice out today.
Yeah, so y'all didn't have the AC
we didn't have
rocking.
I had windows open.
It was nice
Well, yeah,
today,
what was
though,
you-
wasn't
It was a real nice day. I'm sorry, man. We'll try
And I was stuck inside all day.
I know.
And when I took my lunch, I was so excited I was going to go to the fucking Cajun Catfish food truck at Orchard's.
Yeah.
Cajun Catfish.
That
And
place
they weren't
is good.
there. They weren't there today.
Oh.
I went yesterday.
Dude, I saw them there today. What's that all about?
I went there at like 12:30 and they weren't there.
Shit.
Me and the wifey met there yesterday.
So, speaking of
Their catfish
out and
nugs are on
about,
point.
talking to the people out and about, we have a segment coming up, Out and About. We have our old 77 Cannabis Cup coming up in the after hours segment.
Right, yeah.
We have our is this semifinals tonight?
Semifinals.
So
you
the
wanna,
other day I was
You want to give me some football music?
I was up in the Shangri-La, and I was telling them about us and what we're doing and the podcast. And I was telling Dave that we talk about them guys quite a bit. So I just want to say we stocked up for this next round with our friends at Shangri-La. They are listening. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey.
Very much. And speaking of the cup,
ladies and gentlemen, tonight
that'll get us pulled
on
off.
the old 77 After Hours, it's gonna be Mike Tyson versus Larry OG in the first semifinal match of the old 77 Cannabis Cup.
Cannabis.
I'm just going to assume that Larry OG is Larry Holmes, right? Larry Holmes was a boxer. Didn't Mike Tyson knock him out?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Mike Tyson knockout.
Am I just making that up, though?
I think he did to avenge Ali.
Wasn't Larry Holmes a boxer?
Seriously,
Is that the guy? No,
It seems
this is
like
legit.
Yeah, he was a boxer.
All right.
Tyson knocked his ass
Whoever
out.
then did this is a genius.
I love it.
Just saying.
Whoever beat Ali,
It's another one of those
Tyson
happy
beat them.
accidents.
So then if Tyson loses tonight, that's just history correcting itself.
Well, we'll find out.
Maybe.
So we will. We'll find out on After Hours tonight.
Do
on
we
the
have a
old
Paul
77.
Logan strain, too? Isn't that
Paul
douchebag?
Logan? How about Logan Paul?
Logan Paul,
I think
whatever.
we were trying.
Logan.
Oh, I know music, but I don't know.
We were trying.
I don't know YouTube douchebags.
We were trying. We were trying. I don't think anybody locally had it though. It's so well known.
Yeah.
Unlike
Next
Mike
week-
Tyson.
Next week's going to be interesting because we've got a concentrate going up against a flower.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
This was the concentrate that won last week, so Scotty, let me just keep this here.
All right, you just keep that
Because
here,
otherwise
then,
it's
brother.
going to be gone by the time we get
So
to the
it's
next episode.
funny. I've tried my damnedest to keep all the originals sealed up and
On
everything
hand?
good.
Yeah.
Where'd the
So,
joint go?
I have it all set right over
Oh,
here,
okay.
just off camera. It's
Mm-hmm.
sitting off here. We're just going to talk about it and get everything teased.
To get everything
Get all that
teased
coming up for
baby.
the. I was at the dispensary the other day. They had this hell of a deal, but sadly they didn't have enough for everyone.
Damn it.
It was like it was $100
$100 for an ounce.
Yeah, they told me when I went to buy the Tyson that they were at.
Yeah.
It was before I walked in. They said we're asked to tell everybody that the $100 ounce is sold out.
I waited in line. Like I got there at 2:00. Guy was like, "Sorry, man, it's in an hour. Come back." And I was like, "Fuck." All right. So I tried to come back in time.
You didn't just camp out?
I got there 7 minutes late, and there was already like the entire place was full.
Dude, I'd have sat in the chair.
Well, I tried. I got in line. I waited my turn. The dude right ahead of me, like several people left.
Yeah.
But the dude right ahead of me, he was the last one to get it. I went in and I was like, "Hi, any last scragglers?" And they were like, "Sorry, man, got nothing."
I waited 14 hours to see Guns N' Roses. I can wait
An hour
one
for some weed.
for
Yeah.
some weed.
Sadly, I had to go pick my kid up from school.
Fuck that kid.
You know,
Scotty, have
He
you
needs to
walking.
walk.
He's walking
He
next
needs
time.
to walk.
have you noticed that their website is all fucked up right
Yeah,
now?
it's not running the best. So the guy at Shangri-La was telling me a couple of them, and one of them's the dude that runs it. So I kind of go with what he says.
Is that Dave?
That they're fixing. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
They're fixing to go through, and they've got new suppliers and new vendors, and they're redoing everything at the moment.
They're
So,
redoing the website.
Yeah.
I know that.
Everything, I guess, is getting redone.
I went to the Jeff City website and
Mm-hmm.
when I went to click on concentrates, there was like maybe 6
Right.
products there, whereas usually there's like 50.
And I think that's because they're in the process of updating everything and getting new vendors and new stock.
Yeah.
But they assured me, man, that new stuff's coming in left and right.
So my favorite concentrate brand is Head Change.
Right.
I follow Head Change on Instagram.
Nice.
And they're always posting videos of new shit that they're releasing. And I sent them a message the other day, and I told them, hey, bro, you're my favorite brand, but my dispensary has not restocked on your shit in months.
Right.
Like, I think they are literally out of everything by them right now. And it makes me sad because I want to give them my money.
And I think that's where they're at right now, too,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they
I think it's fixing to change,
get
though,
shit
coming
straightened out. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it is.
I want to say, while we're still on the topic of Shangri-La, I've reached out to them about coming on here.
Yeah.
They have the UFO sticker.
Yeah, I've given them a couple of those, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I even explained it to them. I was like, so if you scan this, it will take you to our episodes and here and here. And they go, oh, okay, thanks, man.
I spoke to the man in charge. They said he was the man that was over the whole thing. And
Who'd you speak with?
Nice.
I don't know his name. It's an African-American fellow with a gray beard.
That's Dave.
That's Dave. That's
Okay.
my homie Dave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying. I
flat out told that dude last time I was there, him and this other cat, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. He's a younger dude, got a little bit of a little scruffle beard. He's, kind of hip and cool, but everything this dude has recommended, I've been like kind of hesitant at first.
Does he wear glasses?
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't wear glasses. He's always got a hat on, backwards hat or something. He's always got "It's dope to be legal"
I
shirt
have that
on.
shirt. I won that shirt.
No kidding.
Yeah, so when I went to Shangri-La one night, it was like a spin the wheel night. Like
Oh,
if you
that's
spend
cool.
so much money, you get to
Yeah.
spin the wheel, and so I got to spin the wheel, and that was the
That
shirt
was cool, man.
that I won. It's
Yeah,
legal
it's
to be dope.
It's legal to be, or it's
Or,
dope
yeah,
to be legal.
Dope to be legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I flip flop.
Also, I've got a band that's going to come in when their album.
Right on.
They're in the process of recording it, and they want to come on the old 77 and play some songs from their album for
Cool.
us.
Damn.
In studios.
We have an urban a rap guy who wants to come in. He's fixing, our friend Mo. He's fixing to drop another album. He wants to come on too and talk about it.
Who are you talking about, Dustin?
I don't know if I want to say or
Okay,
do
we
we
can
want
wait
to
till the commercial
Hold on
break.
to it, yeah.
Let's
okay.
talk to it off air?
Yeah, okay, I'm good with that.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that. Yeah, so I'm still on the fence on Amendment 3.
Yeah, the thing I researched is if this doesn't pass, there's nothing after it. Absolutely nothing. They've got no secondary amendments, no any kind of constitution. We would be at their mercy, and there is currently no plans to pursue recreational marijuana after this.
So are you officially changing your stance from no on 3 to we don't have a choice?
I think this is the best chance we're going to get.
Well,
I really do. And if we don't vote on it today, I don't know if we're going to get that chance coming up.
I feel like
And
we
I
will.
feel like the positives in this outweigh the negatives, for me
Yeah.
at least.
I
It
mean,
will be a bitch to change.
I'm not in that industry as much as I'd like to be. I'd like to be a product tester. So Shangri-La, if you need a product tester,
video games and weed,
Right.
baby. That's what I like to test.
But you know what? Like
And fleshlights.
I want I want to see some decriminalization acts. I want to see some, some business protections put in place, so nothing like that happens to businesses
so
like
nobody
that.
has to worry about getting
You
their
know?
door
that's
kicked
never
down.
going to
Right.
happen in a red state.
That's my worry, though. And especially if we don't do any kind of business protections properly, and then we throw it in the Constitution, well, shit, man, it ain't never going to get changed then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rube's going to Rube.
You know, and that's the worry.
Right.
Nope.
You know, that's the worry, is that it's a constitutional amendment. As opposed to, like in Illinois, I'm from Illinois, never been prouder of my state when they got together and voted recreational by themselves.
Yeah.
The legislation got together, hashed it out, voted it in.
They were the only state so far
The
that's
only
done it
state
that
that's
way,
done
I think,
that.
right?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, every other state it's been
It's been an initiative that's turned into the ballot.
the people
that's-
have voted
yes,
on it, whereas Illinois did it via the
They did it
legislature.
themselves, the
Yeah.
way it should be done.
Yeah. Who was the governor when that passed?
Oh, man, I want to say it was Pritzker. J.B. Pritzker. Nobody likes him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes him. I think he's still. I think now it was Bruce Rauner before him, at least when I was there, and he was a businessman, kind of like Trump.
And then before that, was it Rod Blagojevich?
No, it was
Blagojevich?
It was
Ooh, that's fun to say.
Blagojevich was the guy before this dude. It was It would have been the junior guy under Blagojevich.
Obama.
He never got elected. He only got he tried to run several times. I can't think of his name. It's Pat something. I voted for him.
Do you guys remember Rod Blagojevich?
I remember Blagojevich.
Nah.
So Obama was a senator in Illinois before he became the president. And so Blagojevich got recorded. Somebody recorded a phone conversation.
Oh, he flat out was caught.
Where he was basically
sugarcoat it.
auctioning off Obama. Because what happens if a senator wins the presidency, then the governor gets to pick who takes his place.
The governor fills that vacancy.
And so Blagojevich was, not on record, but was secretly recorded on the phone saying, like, I'm going to...
He's a high-ranking, state official. So just like the president, everything he says is probably recorded.
He was going to...
And like an idiot, he was just, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm taking a shit this morning anyway. I'm going to auction this seat off. You want it? It's the high price. It's all yours.
Literally, he was going to give it to the highest bidder, and then he got caught.
Damn.
And then did he get impeached after that? Then?
Yeah, he got impeached.
Yeah, man.
He got impeached.
Good.
Then his party turned around and banned him from politics, which is what they should have done with Trump.
Yeah.
And then just moved on. So he can do all the bullshit that he does, all the distractions, all the everything, and he can't do anything now. They've taken his claws away.
Poor guy.
He did try under, I think it was Trump, to get... He wrote several times to get like pardons and stuff.
Reinstated.
Yeah, nobody pardoned him.
So
kind
did he
of like
break
Joe Exotic, didn't he? At one point, he thought Trump was gonna. He was so like convinced Trump was gonna. Yeah, he had a limo, and iced down, and 2 like golden crusted cock rings out in the back, and he was ready to go.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then Barry showed up at his cell. Yeah.
Barry. He's probably okay with it though.
Yeah, he's Joe Exotic. We were trying to think of his real name the other day, me and the wife, and for the life of me, he's Joe Exotic.
I don't know his real name.
Yeah, it's like
I don't.
It sounds very like I want to say almost Greekish.
Exotic. Exotaka?
Ho Exotic.
Oh, Exotic.
Let me get that Ho Exotic. That's a different character altogether.
What's his name?
God, I can't spell
These nuts.
These nuts.
Yeah, that's Joe D's Nuts Exotic.
Joseph Maldonado.
Maldonado. There it is.
Oh, that's Italian.
That's Italian.
Yeah.
My bad then.
Passage. Joseph Maldonado Passage. It's a hyphened last name.
He must have taken someone's last name then.
I'm assuming it's Passage, but it's spelled like passage.
Maybe it's
Passage.
Penis.
Passage? I don't know, man.
Yeah, who knows?
It's Pikachu.
Fucking Joe Exotic, man. Oh god.
That
Did
was
anybody
good shit
watch
though.
that?
Yes, 100%.
The first one?
Just the
yeah.
first
Yeah,
Did you
one.
watch the
just
second
no.
too?
I said I was going to watch the second one, but I don't think I
Nah,
did.
never.
Why didn't you watch the second one?
Oh, I just did.
But why though?
Just never
I
got
lost
around
Just
to
never
it.
got around.
Yeah, that and I lost interest.
I didn't want to get back into that goddamn world.
Yeah.
I know that
You
too.
know?
Secretly
yes.
deep down inside.
Yes, it's a train wreck, but at the same time,
Now they've got more, like they've got episodes dedicated to certain characters
Yeah.
that were in it.
What
Like,
else was going on when Joe Exotic was going on?
there he is.
Hey.
So we were actually taking a vacation in Clearwater, Florida,
when all that
shit went down, and I was right next to Carol Baskin's Tiger Preserve.
Really?
Like, she was riding her bike and shit one day while we were out and about.
For
She
real?
was riding her bike down the road.
Like you saw her?
Yeah, I've seen her. I just want to yell out that bitch fucking Carol Baskin every time.
I'm sure she fucking hears that.
Oh god, I bet she doesn't ride her bike anymore.
Probably not.
To be honest.
What's up, all
man,
you?
tons of people were hitting that.
What did she say? You crazy cats and kittens?
What's up, you crazy cats and kittens?
Yeah.
And then, like, when she's talking about, well, my husband, he just disappeared. I don't know. Maybe I'd be crazy and feed people to, like, I don't know, cats with sardine oil. And she keeps, like, throwing out all this stuff. Like, nobody.
Like, yeah.
So it's a
Nobody
fucking
said
perfect
that.
murder,
Nobody
bro.
said that, bitch. Where are you getting all this from? Hold on, let me take some notes. Did you kill your old man with sardine oil and this? Like, get out of here.
She definitely did.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm just saying. She definitely
That's a perfect shot watching him go into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Oh. taking a piss on the old 77.
Dustin's got to pee on the old 70. It's the first one of those we've had.
All right, let's thank our Patreon patrons real quick.
Let's start with my favorite Patreon subscriber of them all.
There we go.
Biscuit Strength.
Hey, what's going on, Biscuit?
Our good friends at In the Groove Records.
Thank you, Jamie and Ben. Thank you.
Jeff City Paranormal Society.
Oh, they just had a live feed.
Yeah,
I'll check that out.
I was there.
Oh man.
Dub IZ, did I do that already?
What's up to fam at Chess Team Records?
And JT, Paranormal Son.
Our boy over in Auckland, New Zealand. What's going on?
My main man.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much.
We appreciate you all.
We have your episode of After Hours coming up shortly. It's a special election edition that we just now realized here on the old 77. Because we record on the 3rd. This will come out on the 8th. So go out. Go vote.
Yeah, go vote, bitches.
Please. Talk to you soon.
Surprise,
We'll be back after this.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
In the Groove, Vinyl Records and More has the widest variety of new and used music, carrying new and reissued vinyl, used CDs and cassette tapes. In business for over 20 years, offering the best variety and service we possibly can. In the year 2000, we started out as a little hole in the wall, and now In the Groove is a full-service record shop with thousands of records to choose from. Buying rock, jazz, R&B, soul, and blues records, 33s, 45s, and 78s. We also buy CDs and cassette tapes. We've been buying and selling since 2000. In the Groove is a one-stop shop for records, stereo equipment, CDs, and other fun oddities. 708 Jefferson Street, Jefferson City, Missouri. Give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook. In the Groove, Vinyl Records and More.
Yet another episode of the old 77 rolls on, friends. This is episode 129, segment 2. Welcome back. It's a safe place.
In an unsafe
That anticipation.
I've been waiting for that. This skills me.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the old 77.
We have fun.
That actually started as a whole gag a long time ago. One of our guys would just come back that way and he would do the echo himself. World. You know, it was amazing. And then we were like, oh, and then one day I just sprang the effects on him.
You talking about Maddie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just been craziness ever since.
Your kind words.
Maddie's Phillies, because I'm officially rooting for the Phillies in the World Series.
Are they winning
how is
as of right now?
They are up 2-1.
Keep in mind, this is 9 o'clock on Thursday night.
Thursday.
Is it 2-1 or
Thursday?
They were losing as of tonight, as the game tonight. They were losing. Yeah,
maybe they'll rally.
So no, I think Houston tied it at 2-2 last night, and last I checked, Houston is winning right now. So
darn.
Hey, sports.
But you got to win 4 sports.
I got in trouble at work the other day because somebody listens to the show. 2 people did that.
Damn right.
Yes, you did.
More people should be doing that.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, wait a minute, I didn't say a damn word.
Doing step, bro.
Lord.
Ooh, heard that before. What?
You're just I just
ooze that.
The influence that you have on other people.
Oh
gets
my
you in
God,
trouble
it's
with this,
powerful.
you know? Yeah, it's just,
right?
It rubs off on everybody, man.
Well, you know, I try to rub off on everybody as much as I can. You know,
Why do you?
It's like Papa Stroganoff when I come in. You know,
Papa Stroganoff.
I see Papa Stroganoff all over the table. It brings a tear to my eye. You know.
Oh man.
No.
Licking up Papa Stroganoff all over the place.
Goodness gracious.
Do you see what we talk about Flight 401?
With Mama's Come
A little bit
Quiet.
of
I'm just
paranormalness?
saying.
Yeah.
Do we have some paranormalness to talk about?
Did any of you guys listen to that? Or
No, I bet
up?
not.
Do you have it pulled up right now?
No.
I don't, but I'll get it pulled up right this second.
Something
Biscuit,
I listened to.
Biscuit sent us a group text.
You're listening to something?
Last night.
What thing?
Yeah, and it was some paranormal stuff.
Yes.
Usually I don't listen to that.
Flight 401. I listened to like a half an hour long podcast about it yesterday, and it gave me goosebumps, man.
It was good shit.
It was crazy as fuck.
So what's the story?
Biscuit, you do it while I'm looking.
So I can't remember what time it was. I say, what was it, back in like the 60s?
It was the 70s.
70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of Eastern Airlines, I think is what it was.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Eastern, like Pan Am, like the airline?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They came out with like an LTA-1 or something like that. It's a huge airplane.
Okay.
It was actually I guess we would say like a double decker. So you had the passengers sit up top.
Okay.
And down below it had a full kitchen,
Is this
lounge.
the Dreamliner or?
I don't know. So they made quite a few of these, but
Okay.
Flight 401 was like the first one or some shit like that. And
Do you have it pulled up?
I've got like the Wikipedia pulled up on it. Yeah.
It took off from
that the plane?
I think so.
It's the type of plane.
So it took off from New York to go to Miami.
Okay.
And as it was flying through the air,
oh my god,
the captain set autopilot on because the front wheel or whatever, there's a light bulb that goes on to let each wheel know, like everybody know, like each wheel is down. It's green lights.
Right. Yeah. One of them was red, right?
2 out of the 3 were on. 1 wasn't. There was no light, so they thought the light bulb was fucked up. So they pulled it out, put it back in. But when the captain put it back in, he had like, I can't remember how many like hours, like 1,700 hours.
No, it was
of
like
flying.
30,000 hours.
Yeah, sorry,
So he had
30,000. It was like
obscene amount.
1,700 days is what it was of flying, constant flight. It was like 30,000 hours this captain had of flying.
50 some years, I think he had been flying.
Yeah, it was super fucking long time. So they pulled the light bulb out.
Yeah. So
And when he
was
put it back
plenty
in,
experienced, is what you're getting at.
most definitely.
Okay.
When he put the light bulb back in, he put it in like crooked or wrong. And he's like, well, fuck, it's definitely not going to come back on now because the light bulb didn't go back in right away. So they have what's called a hell hole. Basically, it leads like from the cockpit directly down to where you can see the front wheel that comes out. And there's a piece of glass in it that you can go look. Well, when the captain had turned around to tell one of the crew members or whatever, he ever so slightly hit like the joystick that took it out of autopilot ever so slightly to where the plane just slowly started to descend.
Oh my god.
To where nobody fucking knew about it.
None of them paid attention to this?
You couldn't feel it. It was just ever so slightly flying in from New York to Miami. So by the time they kind of get into Florida, it's all in like the swamplands and shit.
Right.
And these 2 dudes are out there like hunting for fucking frogs, and they see like this huge flash. And the plane had crashed, and when they get over to it, I can't remember, there was like 200 people or something like that on the plane.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. And it just like, it didn't fully, like it exploded, but it wasn't like a horrendous crash that killed everybody. It was such a gentle crash that people were still alive, but like people were strapped in their seats upside down in the water and shit.
Oh, shit.
They saved how many people? Like, I think it was like 30.
Yeah,
like
something
30,
like that.
30 to 70 people.
These
out
two
of like,
dudes saved them?
Yeah, once, and then the Coast Guard came in and all this shit.
Wow.
But it was like this huge it was
I've never heard of this.
Oh, it was insane.
I hadn't heard of it either.
I've never heard of this.
So the story is that they took a
Sorry,
bunch.
I butchered the fuck out of it.
No, you did actually do a pretty good job.
I've never heard of it, so.
So they supposedly they salvaged a bunch of parts of the crashed.
So that was the thing, like, and that wasn't. They said it wasn't an uncommon thing to do at the time. If there was a plane crash, and since the parts for these planes were so expensive,
right,
they would salvage them.
They would take them and rigorously test them,
and they would reuse them.
And they would reuse them in these planes. So there was like a bunch more of these LTA 130s or what I can't remember.
L1011.
They're L1011s. Well, where the fuck came up with that? But there's a bunch of them. So they just started putting them in like all these different types of planes. So this Eastern Airlines had like this huge thing going on that if you brought anything up about paranormal that happened on the plane or anything like that, you were like immediately shunned and or fired.
Oh shit.
They just started covering shit up.
Shit.
Exactly.
So they were like, nah, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
No.
So like it came out like all these stories. Like one of the big ones was you would go down like this little elevator into the belly of the plane where they had like this fully stocked kitchen, and it was just big enough for one person. So this lady had a friend. She made friends with one of the other hostesses on there. She went to go downstairs to see her. And the other lady ended up coming upstairs to see her. When the one lady went down, she had like this really unsettling feeling like somebody was watching her. She's trying to make the food, and she's like, oh, well, maybe my friend is like in the other room getting ready to pounce out and play a joke. So she walked all the way down this long like corridor hallway, opened up the lounge, and nobody was there. And she just felt this huge feeling of dread. Took off running, back up, and they said she was just like pale. And so was her friend. She had that exact same feeling. Another one was in first class. It was called deadheading.
Yeah.
So that's where like another person for that flight or whatever would just get on if they needed to be at a different airport.
And they would sleep.
Yeah. On that plane. Well, there was a man there, and one of the hostesses came over, and she had one more person than what was supposed to be on the plane. So she went over to this guy, and he looked like he was a pilot captain, and was asking him, like, hey, what's your name? I need to know if you're deadheading. And they said he just stared straight forward.
Wait, what's deadheading again?
It's where like somebody would get on the plane that needed to be in a different airport that they were on this one. At this one, so they would just
say you were a stewardess and you had just gotten back from New York, but you were needed next in L.A. So you would then jump on a cross-country flight, and you wouldn't be used at all on that flight. But because they had a spot where people could go and sleep, they would go there and they would sleep.
Yeah,
the
you
whole
just found
trip.
you would find an empty seat.
Yeah,
so they
Well,
had
that's
one.
cool.
They had one in first class, and there's like multiple people that had this like that said they saw this and they all had the exact same.
They saw
story.
the dude, but he wasn't there.
Yeah. So the stewardess came over and was like, I need to know your name. The guy never looked up, never said anything, just kept facing forward. So they brought like the captain of the plane, brought him back, and the dude walked up and was like, holy shit. And I think the guy's name was like Bob something.
Bob Loft.
And he goes, that's Bob Loft. Dude was gone.
Yeah.
Immediately vanished in front of everyone.
And he knew that Bob Loft had just died.
Yeah, like 3 months prior, and all like a whole bunch of other paranormal shit started happening on other different planes
that the salvaged parts were used in.
That only the salvaged parts. So after all this happened, and then everybody finally started to come out to like the public, they brought all those planes in and pulled every single part that came out of the Flight 401 out. They never had a problem after that.
So while Eastern Airlines publicly denied their planes were haunted, they reportedly removed all the salvaged parts from their L-1011 fleet. Over time, the reporting of ghost sightings stopped. An original floorboard from Flight 401 remains in the archives at History Miami in South Florida.
Dude, that's messed up.
So the dude on like the original Flight 401 who went to go down into like the hellhole and check the landing gear.
Yeah.
They one guy in another plane did the exact same thing, and they said you could actually hear banging coming from that hellhole.
Mm-hmm.
But the other fucked up thing was the 3 light bulbs that were supposed to light up, and only 2 of them lit up. That light bulb that wouldn't light up was burnt out. There was the landing gear. They said the landing gear was down.
Yeah.
And
but they had no idea because of the bulb.
Had no idea just because of that light bulb was burnt out.
So the final NTSB report cited the cause of the crash as pilot error, specifically, quote, the failure of the flight crew to monitor the flight instruments during the final 4 minutes of flight and to detect an unexpected descent soon enough to prevent impact with the ground, preoccupation with a malfunction of the nose landing gear, distracted the crew's attention from the instruments. At least in the podcast that I listened to about it, there was another story about somebody that opened up the overhead storage bin and saw Bob Loft's head staring back at them.
Oh, no shit. See, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
I heard
Like it was
another.
detached, but still looking at
Yeah,
him.
I guess so.
I heard another one of a lady like in coach or whatever. Cool. She like this lady just started freaking out because there was a passenger sitting next to her and just disappeared. Like whenever they landed the plane, she had to be restrained in a straitjacket.
That would mess anyone up, man.
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
Are you kidding me? Somebody's there and they're not there?
But what's
What
crazy
the
is like
hell?
so many people like had like the exact same like recollection of seeing like the pilot. Like how absolutely fucking crazy is that to be sitting in first class?
Right.
Well, the whole
and
first
everyone
class.
fucking sees him, and the next thing you know, it's like, where the fuck did he go?
Right.
He's just fucking
Pirate ghosts.
gone.
Yeah. So
Scooby-Doo reference there.
let me give you guys a little preview of that Unsolved Mysteries episode that I was telling you about.
Yeah, you were talking about that one. What?
It was really good, man. Gave me goosebumps.
They got the goosey chills.
So these people bought.
Dave got the goosey chills on that one.
I did. It was good. This mom and her daughter moved into this apartment 14.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn, dude, one number off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky number.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky number 14.
Yeah, and so all of this weird shit started happening to him, and the mom kept having these dreams about this girl who was locked up with with this thing on her head. It was like a box that went over her head, so you couldn't see her face and you couldn't hear her. She was having these very specific dreams, and
gets better. Wait.
And so,
there's more.
Long story short, she's having dreams about a lady that they later were able to confirm was in that house and was tortured by this fucking crazy, perverted dude. And they were able to confirm the box on the head, that he made this box and put foam inside of it because he was concerned that the neighbors would hear her screaming.
Yeah, this was a legit thing in her means of torture.
But then the thing that really got me was that the woman's daughter was having conversations with this imaginary friend.
Yeah.
And she kept saying the lady's name, and years later they figured out that it was the same name of the lady that was in the house that had been tortured.
Here.
Yeah. Ghost in Apartment 14. It was trippy as fuck. It's in the new season 3 of Unsolved Mysteries. Gotta watch it.
Ugh.
You need to steal somebody's login or something,
Dude,
bro.
Unsolved Mysteries, back in the day, you scare the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
Didn't you guys follow that Weird Facts Instagram page?
Nah.
So there was a thing about Unsolved Mysteries that 50% of the cases that have been shown on Unsolved Mysteries have been solved.
That's interesting.
Because
that was Unsolved Mysteries' jam back in the day, is unintentionally they were solving shit.
Really?
Yeah, people were calling in, I know this guy. He's not disappeared or dead. He's living in my neighborhood, you know?
Yep.
This motherfucker cuts my grass.
They were legitimately solving mysteries.
Yeah.
It was getting it done.
That theme music gets me every time.
Every time, dude. And to hear Robert Stack come out and blah, 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 it's oh my God.
How are they doing that on Netflix since he's dead?
They're not using his voice.
Yeah,
they just have the music playing.
It's just there's no narration in the new version of it.
Nope.
It's
Just
all
the
words.
instrumental.
It's all words.
Well, no, I just mean the show itself.
Oh.
It's a text message on the screen. You read it.
Well, no, Robert Stack would narrate the old Unsolved Mysteries episode, but this one now there's no narration. It's just interviews with people.
Yeah. And you got to read.
You don't have to read.
The open. They'll be they'll set it up Oakland Park, Illinois.
Yeah,
I got something for
1942.
you.
1969.
Right, something like that.
Yeah,
Lucius intro.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get dinged for this one though. But
I don't think we'll get dinged.
Join me. Perhaps you may be able to help solve a mystery.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
the friggin' nightmares of my childhood right there.
Definitely.
What a great voice that man had.
Oh, right.
Did you ever watch Sightings? It came on after Unsolved
You mentioned
Mysteries.
that earlier, and it sounds familiar to me, but I don't
Is
have
that the one
any
with,
vivid memory of it.
It was mostly UFOs.
Let me Google it.
But is that the one with Bill Murray? Not
No,
Bill Murray, but
it was
Dan Aykroyd.
Some guy.
Sorry, wrong one.
Bill Murray.
No, it was some guy with a bad toupee. Sightings, 90s.
I remember
show.
watching Jonathan Frakes in a show Could You Believe It? Or You Wouldn't Believe It? Or something like that, where he would tell these outrageous stories, and then one of them would be real.
Yes. One was false.
One was false. One was fake, and he would tell you straight away. One's not real.
Gosh, yeah.
And they oh my God,
Factor
that's
Fiction.
That's
Factor Fiction. That was good shit,
right?
I like that.
That was
I
a
remember
good
that.
One. That was a good one.
Okay, so Dustin, I'm looking up the sightings thing.
You're like, ooh,
first
Will Riker
was false.
Actually solved a crime. They can provide help to law enforcement.
I don't know that dude.
At least
nice.
Who the fuck is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tim White.
Tim White. Can you pull Tim White up over there so we can at least see him?
Yeah.
Get an idea.
Put a face to the name.
Right.
Now this show would freak me the fuck out. Now see, now new Unsolved Mysteries. Do they do non-paranormal shit?
Yeah.
Unsolved.
Yeah, there
mystery.
was one the other day of I think somebody on a chicken stand, like in the 70s. Some gal worked like a roadhouse and she got killed.
Roadhouse.
They still had never figured it out, and I think afterwards they figured it out.
I'm also noticing on the Netflix.
You got it there, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's funny. That's the
I
exact
remember
video.
that. I remember that.
Dude, that dude can draw some fucking lines, bro.
It looked like he was drawing a clam there for a minute.
The MIB phenomenon and a tragic car crash left this boy
I
in a
vaguely.
coma until
I vaguely remember that too.
remember this.
I noticed when I went to the Wikipedia, it's the original concept creator and supervising producer was Linda Moulton Howe.
Okay.
Linda Moulton Howe is one of my favorite UFO researchers because she's a legit fucking journalist.
Yeah.
She's won Emmys.
I know that name.
Yeah, she's won Emmys. Like she is a UFO researcher that I trust.
Well, the one I liked back in the day is I talked about Dan. It's not Dan Aykroyd. Yes, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd was
Dan
really,
Aykroyd.
is
He
really
did-
into that.
he-
kind of
he's
shit.
really big into it. Well, he was recording one show for like CBS or something.
Mhm.
Dude went outside and was smoking one night, and he says in an interview
Abducted.
that across the way, two dudes showed up who had black suits on, like the real Men in Black showed up, told him, "Hey man, how much is it going to take for you to stop doing this?" And he's like, I'm not stopping. This is a great show." Okay, all right. And they went in, and he went in from his break, and the guy who was running it was like, "Yeah, we just been bought out. We're canceled."
Holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like he's I was
heard-
right in the middle of recording.
I heard that very story on Art Bell, but I didn't know I didn't know it was Dan Aykroyd or.
Yeah. He
See,
was
I'm starting to
outside.
get into this shit. 'cause
These
this
dudes
is-
were
this
just
is starting to get good.
They were just there, and then they were gone. You know?
That one I sent you.
Yeah.
That really kind of sealed the deal.
The one about 401.
No, the about UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
That what was that? Falcon Lake.
Yeah, Falcon Lake.
Oh, that's it. Wasn't that particular story was adapted for an X-Files episode? If I
Was
remember
it?
right.
Probably.
And the X-Files episode was like in the first season where the mom and her kids were camping at a lake.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, one of them got abducted in the middle of the night. She lost I think both of her kids she ended up losing in the episode, not in the real story.
Fuck.
But, like, they found something baked on the top of, like, the tar on top of her camper was baked. Like, her kids, they found with glass in their feet that was like sand that had turned to glass from high heat. And it was all based on that, if I remember right. It was a good episode of the X-Files. It's good.
That's the thing about the X-Files, man, is that the X-Files,
I think that was
a lot of the shit on the X-Files was accurate.
I think that was one of their very first, it may have been their pilot episode now that I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
The kids that were disappearing out in the woods. The one kid who was in a coma and no one knew why he was in a coma. And then he would just randomly wake up and show up in the middle of the woods with people to like give to the aliens. Like it was weird. And it was all like allegedly based on real stuff.
Real shit.
Dude, the Falcon Lake one it's pretty.
That Falcon Lake is good.
I'm gonna have to listen to another Falcon Lake one on my way home.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta listen to that Mr.
That
Ballin.
sounds good.
He describes it so perfectly, and it's super easy to listen to, and it's very
Falcon Lake, Mr. What?
Mr. Ballin.
Mr. Ball.
Mr. Ballin.
Yeah.
There he is.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll cue
that
that
dude's
shit
my
up.
fucking jam,
That's your
bro.
jam, huh?
That dude's my it.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Ballin.
Is this the guy that you learned about it from? Like,
Yeah.
do you listen to this guy
All the time.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
All the time. Like he's got good like true crime and like mystery on there and shit.
Yeah. What besides this one? What's another good one?
Oh, that's it. But,
No, I mean I listen to them all the time,
yeah.
but that's it.
Oh, like episodes?
Yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah.
oh. Sorry, my bad.
No.
Oh shit, no.
No, this guy's got some shit.
Well,
I
like-
just listened to it up until this point.
So with his, like he names all these like episodes. Like there was one of like Mistaken Identity.
Yeah.
Like there was it was a whole bunch of people volunteered, like a whole bunch of college kids volunteered to go help set up for like this new inducting president of like the college or some shit. And on the way back, a truck driver fell asleep, crossed the median, hit them.
Oh shit.
So these two chicks look so like identical, two different parts of like the state that they came from. But like each purse landed with the other. So they buried the one who wasn't dead, but like Yeah, I'm butchering the fuck out of it. But if that makes any sense. But
so long story short is there was an accident. They buried one.
And it was misidentification because
shit.
the chick was laying there. They just picked up the purse, looked at the ID, and was like, "Oh shit, that looks like her."
Right.
But she was bandaged head to toe, so like nobody could really kind of figure anything out.
So they kind of sent this person home with the wrong family.
Oh my god. And like went through all like this shit for like 3 months or so.
I've heard that story.
Yes.
I've heard that where it was like two identical looking people. They have an accident. One dies. They misidentify them. The other family who thinks their kid is, whose kid is really alive, they think they're dead and they bury him and they move on. Come to find out the one who's alive is their kid. Ugh.
Like
Crazy
that.
shit.
He's got other ones of like people living in the fucking house, like in crawl spaces.
Yeah.
That
I've heard those.
fucks me up. So like this guy's in the Navy. And
those are messed up.
And he ended up he got relocated to Hawaii, moves to Hawaii, buys this house, and his wife kept hearing like all this shit downstairs. She's like, "Hey, doors are opening and fucking closing," and he's like, "Hey, you're don't pay attention to it. It's fucking nothing."
That's a fucking fear of mine.
So they go into the garage and all their boxes are fucking opened and shit's like placed in like all these mysterious different piles. Like nothing goes together. Weird. So you have like a Furby with some jeans and shit. Like they don't go together. So he's
been
like
going through their shit.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, the kids probably got into it." They ask the kids, they're like, "No, we haven't." And the guy just dismisses it. So, like, this goes on and on and on. And, like, doors keep opening at night. And this dude just keeps, like, he says, "No, there is nothing going on." Until one day he's at home. And he's playing the piano. And he gets, like, this, like, feeling like somebody's watching him. And he turns around. He can't see anything, And he goes back to playing. And then he turns back around. And there's somebody standing at the window. But he has the curtains pulled. And all he sees is, like, the silhouette. So he runs up to it. And the person's gone. So he just kind of dismisses it as like a neighbor, kind of like nosy neighbor.
Well, this dude's awfully dismissive.
It's fucking crazy as much as he's just like, "Nah, it ain't shit."
Right, yeah.
So later on that night, like he kind of wakes up and then he hears the back door slam and he's like, "Yahtzee."
Yeah.
Something's there,
somebody's fucking here.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hey, we're going to go back stateside.
Right.
We're going to take a little trip. Whatever it is, whoever it is, us being gone, they'll probably just leave. They'll probably say, fuck it, and they'll leave." So they leave for a week. They come back, and driving down the road, they see his mountain bike out in the like driveway. And his wife goes, "Did you leave your bike out?" And the dude, they said, didn't even look at her and said, "No." Gets it, opens the garage, and everything's just ransacked. And he's like, "Oh shit, well, we've been fucking robbed."
Right.
So he's like, you and the kids stay in the car. Dude goes over, grabs the manliest fucking thing to grab to go fight a fucking burglar, a fucking sledgehammer. Goes over to like open the front door. And as he's pushing it open, he's met with a pair of eyes that say, "You don't live here anymore," and slams the door. I'm like, holy fuck, this is getting intense.
God dang, man.
Dude.
So ends up like the dude just in a fit of rage, like bursts it open, grabs the dude, drags him out, and says, you're not going anywhere." And the dude just stands there. Cops
Surprise,
come.
motherfucker.
So they end up going into the house, and then looking through everything. He goes to the two kids' bedrooms, and it's like immaculately clean. Like it's military folded beds. Everything is fucking spotless. But they're noticing like all these like vials of like drugs all over the house like this, but the dude just like ransacked the house. And they're like, "Well, that's fucking weird." Goes up to the bedroom, and on the bed is all these knives laid out on the bed. And like all this shit to tie people up. And then they find like their laptop open. So they go and they hit it, and it's called like the Omnivore files or the Omnivore case or something like that. And this dude has it like listed out of like all these like intimate conversations that they've had. Like the husband and the wife are having problems conceiving like a child, and nobody else knew about this. Like he'd been watching them for months. And in conclusion, what he figured out that he needed to do was sedate them and then gender reassign people, cut hands off, cut feet off, do whatever he can, try to like almost like a human centipede type deal, and piece people back together. And he was going to do it, but they left for vacation. They left to go stateside, and like all the cops, and they're like, "What? What the fuck happened?"
Had they not left, they would have been dead.
They would have been dead.
Oh my god!
So they're like, "Oh, what was like the motives? Like, is this dude like crazy or anything like that?" So when he was arrested and got set, dude put up zero fight. He's like, "Yeah, I did this." When he got arrested, put in jail, immediately went and murdered his cellmate.
Damn.
Like brutally, like beat this dude and was just like fucking crazy.
Damn.
But like, can you imagine, like, feeling like
the
sense?
fact that dude dismissed it so much.
But he was living in a crawl space up in the bathroom, and he watched everything. Like for months, he had like it well fucking documented out.
There was this whole run on, I think it was CSI. Back on Channel 4, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, it was a CBS affiliate where they had a guy. He was like one of the serial killers, but he used to wear all black latex and he would sleep under your bed while you were sleeping at night. And then, like, at night, he would crawl out and fuck around with your face and shit while you were sleeping.
Do you see a person having children? Mm-hmm. Like,
but you know what, man? I almost beat my little girl to death a while ago. I've told this story a couple times. So when my little baby girl, I love her to death, but when she was little and we were first moving to Jeff City and we lived in our apartment, she liked to do one of those that I like to call just surprise and attack type things. Mm-hmm. So we were sleeping there in the middle of the night, and I always sleep on my side, and I just feel all of a sudden this urge right in front of me, and I open my eyes, and there's my baby girl, and she looks at me and goes and smiles and goes, "You're awake. I have to go pee."
Holy shit.
And she's right, I'm talking within a nose length of me, man. I almost beat her to death.
Oh, man.
I gotta pee, Daddy.
I do too, baby. I do
As
too.
you piss the bed.
Daddy, I gotta take Taking a piss.
She almost didn't make it to her next
I almost picked her up by the ankle and swung her into the wall. I was so fucking scared.
So my son Jack, all he does when he's at home is poop this, diarrhea that.
Oh yeah.
Butt this.
Yeah.
It's all about butts and diarrhea.
I just want to say
that
this is the guy who's going to marry my daughter, according to him.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, those are the noises that he makes.
According to Jack, this is the woman he's marrying.
Yeah, but just so you know, he also, who else? He declared, he told somebody else the other day that he was going to marry them too.
That's my kid right there.
I can't remember who it was.
I'm marrying all these bitches.
Go straight Mormon.
Right.
He means well.
Well, I told him, I was like, well, maybe back in the day or later in the day or whenever you guys decide to all get together, she'll probably date them both. So it'll be like the local power thruple.
And we'll be family.
And they'll all be taken over.
You and me will be brothers.
We're already there, bro.
All right, you guys want to take a break, get ready for some cool down action?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. Anybody want to? Should we do anything? Should we thank anybody?
Sheesh, guys.
Well, sure, man. I mean, we thanked everybody before, but thank you for hanging out with us here.
Thank you, even if you're not a Patreon subscriber.
Go be a Patreon.
Thanks for listening.
You can go check us out on Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/the-old77 podcast.
That's right.
For the past several weeks on Patreon, we've been running a special promotion, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's the Old 77 Cannabis Cup.
Yes.
Thank you to our boy Owsley for naming it for us.
Your check's in the mail, brother.
So at any hoodles, yeah. So we're gonna basically go to our local dispensary. We're gonna get some of the good stuff. We've got Mike Tyson, which everyone was raving on the Tyson stuff when I was there the other day.
I enjoyed it.
But we're just pitting them against each other to see which one is the best tasting that we like.
I'm excited.
Marijuana. You know,
I'm excited. So that's coming down at the after hours.
That'll be an after hours.
So
you can hang around for that.
Yeah, just for our Patreon subscribers. So if you want that,
check us out at patreon.com/the-old77 podcast.
That's right, baby.
It's an exclusive after hours content only.
Back after this.
Let's do it.
Bitches.
Screedle deep.
Screedle deep.
Your memories. Pregnancy, kids growing up, family, senior year of high school, getting engaged. You want to keep those moments forever. But the problem with most photographers is they decide which moments you keep. They'll sell you a single picture or a big all-inclusive package that might include photos you don't want at a cost that's outside of your budget. That's why I don't. You decide. A single photo, a single hour, you choose. You get all of your edited photos, everything, at Andrew Marie Photography. You get quality photos at prices you can afford. After all, they're your memories. Find us on Facebook, Andrew Marie Photography and Custom Design.
In 3, in 2, in 1.
Wow.
Welcome. That was so underwhelming.
I was expecting something epic. We sit here,
bro.
We sit here and tried like 14 times, and this is what we get.
It kind of sounds like Mario Kart music, though, right?
It is some lo-fi Mario, like Mario
definitely
Kart.
lo-fi.
Goodness gracious.
Welcome back to
good
the old
shit.
77.
Hey, cooling it down.
Cooling it down here. Hold on. There you go.
Cooling it down.
Hey.
So Biscuit has a NASCAR story, and if there's anything that I know will get Scott excited, it's NASCAR.
It's fucking NASCAR, bro.
So let's hear it. You want to set up the clip for us, Biscuit?
I'm harder than a diamond in an ice storm right now.
Me too.
The race war starts now!
Set it up for me, buddy. Set it up. What's about to happen? What are the people about to see? Scotty's going to share the screen.
I got you right now, bro.
It's gonna happen.
Ross Chastain is going to pull some video game shit in an actual race.
This is him right here.
That is
right?
Ross
Correct?
Chastain, yes.
Number one.
Number
Yep.
one.
So basically, NASCAR has at the very end. It's the race. It's the chase for the cup.
Right.
TheAmoose.org.
It's basically it's the Super Bowl. That final race, whoever wins that, it's the Super Bowl for.
What race is
for
this? Can we say?
I think this one. I can't remember where this is. Martinsville.
Martinsville. Okay.
But this is to get into the Final Four, to be able to be in that spot, to be able to win the entire thing. So he had to beat out Denny Hamlin, who was like a couple cars in front of him.
He had to do
And
something. It sounds like.
in seconds in racing is
long time.
Is a fucking lot. I mean, when you're doing 160, 170 miles an hour,
Right.
and they're seconds ahead of you, like those dudes are fucking mock Jesus.
Yeah.
Hit that real quick, let's try.
So he pulls some video game shit.
Let's pull the audio down from it.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and keep narrating for us, Biscuit.
So this is the final few seconds.
This is the final few seconds.
Here
This
it is.
car is rolling down.
This dude's probably doing like 170 right now, and drops a gear, turns right into the wall, and just drives the fucking wall around.
That's crazy.
All the way to nudge out Denny Hamlin by a fender. That is video game
that.
shit right there.
One more time.
He nudges out Denny Hamlin by like just a fender
So
and gets into the Final Four.
He literally threw it into the wall. And
That's what he said. He that is in real speed. None of that is sped up.
That's messed up.
And beats him by a fender.
Jeez.
As though he was just trying to beat that one guy and not win the whole guy.
So
he just
wanted to beat that one guy so he can get into the Final Four to race for the cup.
Just needed to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, he needed to make it and beat.
Yeah,
that
and
dude.
then now he's got 4 other people he's got to compete against.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
to win like mega fucking bucks.
His whole team has just got to be hating on him for tearing that car up.
No, they were totally they
were
went to
there for
interviews
it?
after it, and there's like that is video game level shit. Like these
loved it.
dudes were fucking like to watch like all these dudes after like they're like, did we beat him? Did we beat him? And they're like, yeah, and they just go fucking berserk.
Does it show him here?
Yeah, that's the reaction.
there you go.
Yeah, like these dudes are like just they go absolutely crazy.
There he
But that's
goes.
what he said. He goes, I dropped a gear, mashed it, and turned right.
It's like
And
Maverick.
then boom, right there, beats him by like a fender.
Yeah, like a nose.
It's like
But
Maverick.
look how fast. Like that's none of that is sped up. Like that is real time.
Yeah, it looks like it's sped up. Like,
But it is not. Like that just shows you like he said like if there was a little jut in any of that, it just immediately would have just directed him out into traffic.
It
and
reminds-
it would have been horrible.
it reminds me of Maverick in Top Gun when he pulls the brake or whatever and
never
Oh,
seen
and
Top
goes
Gun.
straight up.
and has the other
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, it's
You never saw Top Gun?
I've never seen Top Gun.
What?
It's crazy.
Either one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, the second one I can see, but the first one, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you've never seen the first one, then there's no
Yeah.
reason to see the second
I'm
one.
not a big
Yeah.
movie guy.
I get that.
We've talked about this, and neither am I. Like I'm also the guy that like when Maddie was still on the show, Scotty and Matt would
Oh,
bring up
yeah.
movies all the time, and like 90% of the time I had no idea what they were talking
Yeah.
about.
Like my wife's a huge like movie buff. Like we have stacks and stacks of DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like,
Yeah.
like, you've never seen this? I'm like,
It's not your
"Nah,
thing.
Never
right?
have.
Are you just not a big TV guy in general?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do instead of TV?
He's bending shit outside.
What do you fill your time with?
It's either that or just taking shit apart.
Yeah,
like I
taking
took,
shit apart?
like I took the entire driveline out of that old truck I'm restoring. I took the
Yeah.
entire driveline out of it right before I came over.
I was just say, speaking of that, how's it going?
Oh, it's great.
This man has a passion.
It sounds great.
This man has a passion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for the folks at home, what are you restoring again?
It is a 1967 Ford F100 step-side long bed, super rare truck.
That is super rare. Does it have the curves on the sides?
Yep,
of
it's got the big
cab?
Yep, it's got the big teardrop fenders.
Does it have the teardrop curved windows?
No,
That's
so that,
super rare.
So Ford never really came out with that. That was a huge Chevrolet thing, and that was like in the 50s. That was like 50s, set like late 50s.
I know a guy back home. He just restored one, and it's beautiful.
And that truck is worth a ton of money.
my
The
God.
glass alone, like if you have original glass and like those curved side windows, they said it was so hard to do.
Yeah.
But if just that glass alone is worth bang.
It's a ridiculous amount.
For sure.
And collectors
Cars,
are willing
man.
to pay it,
They're
too.
worth
For
they're
sure,
works
yeah.
of art, man.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my students about this earlier today. You know, guitars. That's one of the few
Oh my God,
things that will appreciate and value as it
For
gets
sure.
older. Yeah, and that's all to do with the wood, man. Like, good, if you use a good set of wood on a guitar, it gets better with age. Like, it literally sounds better. That's why these people pay hundreds of $1,000s for these old Stradivarius violins and shit.
Oh my God, absolutely, man.
Dude, that is what the dream. What I want to do with that truck is have it restore the truck and then have like a guitar theme with it.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Because I mean, it almost goes hand in hand.
Checks all the boxes.
It does.
I like it.
Bitchin' ass truck.
That would be
bitchin' ass
pretty cool.
guitars.
How often you picking up the guitar these days?
A couple times a week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're
playing for like 10-15 minutes.
You're staying in the mix.
Sure.
I like it. Scotty, how often do you pick up your guitar?
I have not picked my guitar up in a very long time. The last time I played my bass, like really solely, like was when we were doing a band thing.
Mm-hmm.
The band thing stopped immediately afterwards, and I set it down and haven't touched it since.
See, having small kids is hard.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like
Like,
my kids wanted to play with mine, and I used to let them until they put a hole in the back of it.
I'll be the first to
play it.
admit, like, if I didn't know anything about the guitar, there's no way I could pick it up at this stage in my life.
Yeah.
No way. Don't have time.
Do you believe that you can teach older people to play like
Absolutely.
you can teach old dogs new tricks?
Absolutely, because I've had lots of students in
I
their
say coming from a
50s
guitar
and 60s.
teacher. Yeah.
It's just really the the most important thing is, like, do you like to do it? Like, if you
Being
have a
open.
passion for it, and if you have a passion for it and it's fun for you, you're going to keep coming back and you're going to get better without really trying. Like,
sure.
it's not going to be a chore for you to practice. Yeah, well, absolutely. Older people can pick it up.
Yeah.
But, like, most of the older people that I've taught have been people that are, like, retired. You know what I mean? So,
They've
like,
got time.
They have extra time. Like, at this particular stage in my life, there's no way I could pick up something like that.
No, I don't have time for that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sadly.
While you and Maddie were watching movies back in the day, I was playing my guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it right there. I
That
didn't
was
even
my
start
thing.
playing.
Blisters on his
I didn't even
fingers.
start playing my guitar till I was 21. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna like write my songs and let Dave play the guitar on it.
That's the best way.
Do you have a lot of songs that you've written?
Oh yeah, we've gone over some of them.
Yeah.
Some of those old '77 tunes.
But, like, how many do you think you have?
Oh,
like,
God.
serious
I
songs.
would have serious songs.
Yeah, like songs that you really, like, put a lot of effort into.
I've got a few, but like it's one of those things that I'll keep tinkering with it as far as lyrically until I haven't never really there's like one maybe that I think is like close to being done. But then I run into the problem a lot of them sound the same because I don't play any instruments, so I don't write music. It's just lyrics.
Oh, I get you.
And I mean, I could write a serious song, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm a lot better at being funny than I am
being serious.
Yeah, putting that into words.
Like a Weird Al Yankovic type deal?
Yeah, no, because the stuff that I write has its own melody in my head. Like what I hear.
You're not parodying.
Yeah, it's not a parody of something else.
Not a parody of something else.
Now, I can do a parody, and then if Dave can make up a guitar riff that kind of sounds like this song, I can take that parody and then rewrite it to fit the new
I can do that.
melody. And then nobody's got to know that's our process. But I've got enough songs we could probably get.
You see them. You see people do that all the time.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Where like they very obviously are ripping off somebody else's song, but they change it just enough. You know, it's like like the Rocky theme song. Like you'll be watching a show and they'll play a song that very obviously is a rip off of the Rocky theme song. But
But sometimes I don't even mind that if it's like in a Rocky-esque montage.
Or like Family Guy. Family Guy does that a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And then I always hear things like Family Guy's another one. They'll do the normal version of something, and then like a high school band or something coming up playing it. Yeah. So it'll be like a big melodic build-up, but then the high school band's like, just butchering it
it's one
as
of the best
they warm
things.
up. You know,
that's one of the best things about that show is the music, man. There's a lot of music in that show. What's his name? Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. What did he say? He always wanted to be in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Well, and he has albums. Like, he has albums and shit. You can find him on Spotify.
Like that.
He's a good singer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he can play any instruments, but I'm pretty sure he's got like albums and shit on Spotify.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all, man.
Seth MacFarlane.
I could see that dude if he was born like in the 1910s, being a big vaudeville guy.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. He's got like
you've got AIDS.
He's got a whole.
You've got AIDS.
He's got a like.
Hey there, Johnny. Come on over here.
Oh
Sit
yeah,
down.
he's got that voice.
You've got AIDS.
I used to know the marijuana song. If I could get it started, I could probably remember all the words to it.
He's got 7, 8 albums.
And the fellas at the freaking FCC.
Yeah.
His first album came out in 2011. His most recent one came out in 2022. It's called Blue Skies.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That guy's got the pipes.
He totally reminds. He's totally like a like a Rat Pack type voice. You know.
Yeah.
Ooh, get him, Michael Bublé. Let's get some other people together and recreate the Rat Pack.
You can never recreate the Rat. Who would you have in the Rat Pack these days?
There's a place down at the lake. They have life-size.
Do they?
It's a house, like it's an actual like lake house that you can drive like by boat, and they've got a glass like room, and it's life-size figures of the Rat Pack.
Nice.
I think the Rat Pack
It's
today
freaky.
would probably be mostly women.
Well, me and Maddie always joke, like when we're at work and even here on the show, we used to have a character. His name was Frank. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Fuck you, I'm Frank. You know, he's unabashed, just a complete racist.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I love the darkies. I love the darkies. My friend Sammy, hey, you Sambo bastard, get over here, Sammy. How did he lose his eye? You're about to find out. Whoa, how's your mother?
How's your mother?
Rest in peace
Frank's
to
an
Frankie.
asshole,
Rest in peace to Frankie.
But we'll do that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I feel like Jim Morrison in another life could have been like a Frank Sinatra type because he had that same deep, low voice.
He was, but he was just so weird. That's
I don't
what
think
I
he
liked
had the
about
popularity.
Morrison.
Lots of acid.
Yeah.
Lots and lots
So
of
I
acid.
have a death pact with a friend in Chicago that if he goes first, I have to play The Doors live at the Hollywood Bowl from the 70s version of The End at his funeral, or he will haunt me for the rest of my days.
I have that exact same thing with a friend that whoever dies first, the other one has to sing Dust in the Wind.
Ooh, you're singing it. I'm just playing.
You have to sing Dust in the
Mine
Wind.
has to be a specific from the time, and that's what he wants.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So are people going to be expected to laugh?
Nobody else knows, bro. What do you mean?
Oh, some dude just shows up randomly and sings.
If he dies,
I'm just saying, like, is it going to
for
be
me
like
singing?
Is it going to be like a funny rendition of Dust?
No,
in the
no,
Wind?
bro. I'm
Like
gonna
when a
sing my
comedian
fucking.
dies?
No, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
from
sing
the heart, bro.
110%. I'm gonna sing my heart out.
You're going to be like Will Ferrell when Blue dies in Old School. That's my boy.
My boy Blue.
Yeah, sing the shit out of it.
Okay. Damn, maybe I need a pact like that, Scott. Maybe you
Yeah.
and I should have a pact. The first one that dies.
All right.
What should we do, though?
I don't know. You got to think of a song that is solely for you.
I'm
that
not-
is all you.
I'm not going to limit it just to songs. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's just
You
a
guys
thing
are-
that we could do when the first one of us dies.
You guys
So
are
I have
giving
another-
irony way too much opportunity here.
I have another life pact with another dude. I just found out the other day. It's with Quisp cereal. You guys remember Quisp?
Quisp.
The little, it sounds like I've got a lisp, but it's Quisp.
Q-U-I-S-P?
Q-U-I-S-P is made by General Mills back in the day. But if we ever find, if we're out in the wild and we find a box of Quisp, we have to get 2. One for me, one for them. So yeah. That's another one. I don't know. I just found that out the other day. It was like, ooh, okay. We need to start doing that. It's like, let's do it.
Do they still make it?
I don't know. I want to say they do. When we moved here to Jefferson City, I found it at Hy-Vee.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, and I enjoyed the shit out of it, man. And that was the last box, the last time I ever saw it. And this is cereal from when I was a kid.
So the other night, we've been making root beer floats a lot at my house, but the other night we were out of root beer. So I improvised and I took some
semen.
I took some
some
Halloween fruity pebbles. I took some Halloween fruity pebbles.
Nice.
And I made like a blizzard out of that.
Yeah.
And it was so good, man.
Have you tried the new Fruit Brute monster cereal? It's the werewolf.
Have not.
No.
It's one that came out in the 70s and then I think the late 80s maybe. It's like a fruity cherry monster cereal.
One of those monster.
Yeah, so every time this year, me and the whole fam go crazy for like Count Chocula and Boo Berry and Frankenberry, and this year they put out the Fruit Brute.
Is it good?
It's tasty as hell.
Pretty good shit.
Just saying. Just saying.
Do you guys eat a lot of cereal?
Oh God, yes.
We eat a ton of cereal in my house.
So much cereal.
Like I have I never eat it in the morning either. I always eat it like in the middle of the fucking night.
My kids will flat out skip meals. Oh, I don't want that. You're making that again? I'll just have bowl cereal.
Yeah, all the time, man. All the time. And most cereal is like complete shit food.
Oh God, all my cereal.
It is all sugar.
No nutrition.
What worries me about cereal is like things like pesticides showing up in the cereal itself.
Yeah. So I sent my wife an article today about this. They're finding this cancer-causing chemical in the dry shampoo.
Oh, yeah. Me and the wife had that conversation the other day, too.
I've never used dry shampoo.
I never have either.
She does all the time.
Yeah, so Jesse does sometimes, too.
All the time.
Bathe like a human. Decent, civilized.
Sometimes though you can't, like you go work out, like Jess would go
you gotta
work
improvise.
out. You know, my girl would use it like when she would go to places for lunch.
Yeah.
Her big thing was like when you go, for Subway for instance, you go to Subway and you get something to eat back in the day. When you would leave, you would smell like Subway all fucking day, right?
Oh, 100%.
So she would clean her hair and stuff.
It's a handy thing.
It's a legit thing to do.
To have if you're a female, but I've never used it.
You know?
I never have either.
Because girls are gross.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. I don't get it.
Girls are gross, though.
I do love girls.
They're gross.
I love girls.
They poop. They fart.
Gross.
They do all the things.
Did you know that girls don't wash their bras every day, and sometimes they wear the same one for like a week at a time?
Yeah.
Oh, can
girls
I share?
are gross.
My wife is
I like the musk.
Thank God my wife takes it off and throws it on my head, and I'm like, oh yeah.
The pheromones are strong.
My wife is going to kill me for sharing this text with you.
Oh no.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Please.
She texted me yesterday at 11:33 a.m.
Okay.
And it says, "You are going to laugh. I went to downtown Living Windows meeting," because she's involved in the Living Windows thing that they do.
This isn't going to get her in trouble, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's going to get me in trouble, though. You are going to laugh. I went to downtown Living Windows meeting, and I had this bulge in my pant leg behind my knee that I didn't notice and was like, what the fuck is
a pair
that?
of underwear?
Came back to the office, and it's my previous day's underwear.
That is amazing.
Sorry, honey.
I don't know how many times that has happened to me.
I love you.
He says sorry with a smile.
I'll give you, I'll give you an extra back rub tonight.
When I'm putting my dirty clothes away.
Well, then my follow-up question was, so wait a minute, were you wearing the same pants that you wore the day before? And she's like, yeah.
Do you guys do that?
You know, I mean,
I do that with jeans. Yeah.
I do that if they're not dirty. If I just go and I sit, you know, that's different.
I do it with jeans all the time.
I don't wash my clothes every day. Like, I change from work clothes into home clothes, and my work clothes get washed. Like, I have a system. It's usually the third or fourth time I wear them. I'll fucking
as long as you're not like really sweaty that day or
what's
whatever.
What's
certain
the issue
circumstances come in.
Jeans are unlimited. Underwear once.
One time.
Yeah, no, I can't rewear underwear.
You ever give the back of your underwear the sniff test?
Yes. Yeah. Undershirt one
I do
time.
That all the time.
I do that with shorts.
I don't.
You don't even take that step?
Look at this fucking nose. I can take in a lot of fucking air at once.
So you
want all that in there?
You just toss them out.
We go front.
You don't even get the sniff test.
We go back. We go inside out.
Okay, what's your sniff test? You don't even bother with the sniff?
No, if I have to think, boom.
Then it's
dirty. Then it's already dirty.
It's
okay,
dirty.
Okay. All right.
Wash it.
All right.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I wear.
I'm learning so much about you guys. Keep it going.
I wear my boxers for like half a day. Like maybe I slept in that day and I have to go in town for a couple hours and that's it. Then I'll do the smell test and be like, yeah, these are cool. I'll wear them again tomorrow.
What happens if I'm not getting laid one weekend and it's like Saturday and I'm not going anywhere? I might wear the underwear.
I love how Biscuit's thinking this one over like real hard, boys. Like,
he's pondering it, right? Okay, so what if I only wear my underwear for half a day?
I'm like, why are you wearing? Yeah. Oh, so you just you free balling it the first part of the morning, and you're
if I don't have to go to work, and so I'm still wearing my PJs at noon, but then I have to go into town.
Does it have to be PJs? Damn, that was loud. Does it have to be PJs?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Can you only free ball in PJs?
Not in jeans.
Yeah, I can't do it in jeans.
No, I don't free ball in jeans. No,
that's a rough one, boy.
No, sir.
That one's just rough.
I free ball with shorts all the time.
Especially if you've ever had the wang zipped up or even whacked up against the zipper a time or two. Skin remembers. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, man, my shit'll rub up against the zipper,
and it's like no.
I'm a fairly new convert to the whole free balling it thing. I just really have just gotten into that in the past year.
Supposedly, when not wearing restrictive shorts like underwear and stuff like that, it actually raises your testosterone.
I believe.
Well, and it also is good for your sperm count too.
And you know what?
Sure, but I'm not worried about that right now.
Let's keep all of that rolling in the after hours segment real quick.
Dear God.
Dear God.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Already?
So
that's a first.
We want to thank our friends at patreon.com/theold77
acquaintances,
podcast.
friends, whatever you would like.
Friends.
Well, first let's thank our acquaintance, Biscuit Strength.
And he's our man.
That's rough.
He's our man. If he can't bend it, no one can.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
It's true.
All right, so hit us a little bit of outro there too for us, Dave.
So we got Biscuit Strength.
I need to bring some shit into bed.
That's our guy right there, Mister.
We got
Sir.
We got Dub IZ.
Strength. And the fam over Chess Team Records.
We got In the Groove Records.
Oh, thank you, Jamie and Ben.
We got the Jefferson City Paranormal Society.
Who just went live. We need to talk about that. We never have. We'll get to it in the next segment.
Hey, well,
Dark Souls.
And JT, Paranormal Son, Auckland, New Zealand. Give him a listen, folks. If you're into weird shit like I am.
He's coming all the way from the other side of the world.
It's a great podcast if you're into the weird shit.
Oh, man. We do find some weird stuff.
So what, episode 129?
We are 129 today. I know we chilled out on the cool down segment, kind of ended a little soon, but we've got so much to do in the next one.
Places to go,
Our
people
cup
to see.
is rolling and it's almost runneth over.
Yes.
We're going to have second rounds coming up next. Do you have the second round official names? We have the Mike Tyson coming at you.
Yeah, one of them is the...
These are both winners. We've judged on taste.
Mike Tyson versus Larry O.G. tonight in the semifinal.
And I'm assuming that Larry O.G. is Larry Holmes.
Yes.
Because if you remember, Mike Tyson knocked him the fuck out.
I'm hoping Larry has a comeback tonight, son.
Fuck out. Yeah, absolutely. I hope Larry can beat Mike tonight.
You know what?
I don't think he will.
I don't think that's
bro.
gonna happen.
I got Mike Tyson all the way.
That Tyson is some tasty stuff. I gotta say.
I wouldn't know.
I know you wouldn't know. Ooh, now that definitely will get us fucked right there.
Oh, that will.
Yes, Michael Buffer owns that, and he says no. He shuts that shit down.
Same way with Bruce Buffer.
Right.
Those two dudes.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's time. Switch over to After Hours.
That's right. So the next content is for After Hours Clubhouse members only. You want to get that exclusive content, roll on over patreon.com/theold77 podcast. Check us out on YouTube now under the handle theold77.
Yeah, we got a handle.
So there you go.
See y'all next week.
We'll see you next week, y'all. Be good.
Dude.
Just be good. Peace out, y'all. Let's not get ready to...